At 10 p.m. last night, our officers were called to Olivia's home on Kings Heath Avenue, and when we arrived we found 3 people who'd been injured, including Olivia and her mum. It is believed that one of the injured parties, a 35-year-old man, was being chased by a man armed with a gun who was firing at him. The man being chased forced his way into Olivia's house, and the offender ran in after him, firing a number of shots with complete disregard for Olivia and her family, who had no connection with the gunman or the man who forced his way in. Sadly, Olivia was fatally wounded when the gunman fired at the man who was trying to get into the house, and her mum also suffered a gunshot to her wrist. The 35-year-old man had been chased, suffered a number of gunshots to his upper body. Whilst Olivia lay dying, he was picked up by his friends who took him to hospital. On arrival, our officers could see just how poorly Olivia was, and they rushed her to Alder Hey Children's Hospital, where despite the best efforts of medical staff, she sadly died, and her mum was taken to hospital by colleagues from the North West Ambulance Service. This is a shocking and appalling attack, which will reverberate around our communities. And I want to take this opportunity again to appeal to anybody who knows who is responsible for this attack to please come forward and give us those names. We need to find all who are responsible for this, not just the gunman. We need to find out who supplied the weapon and who arranged this terrible incident. Forensic experts are at the scene at this moment in time, conducting house-to-house inquiries have taken place, and officers are reviewing CCTV footage to establish and identify who is responsible. We will not rest until those who are responsible are put behind bars. I can guarantee that no stone will be left unturned. I recognise how incredibly frightening this is for our communities, as well as the other murders that we've seen this week at the hands of firearms. People will see a significant increase in the number of police officers on the streets of Merseyside over the next coming days. We are being supported by officers from across the North West, including detectives. As you would expect, we already do a tremendous amount to tackle gun crime with our partners, which has reduced significantly over the past 2 years. But this work with partners will continue, and I am meeting with our partners this afternoon across the region to discuss how we continue this work. Our investigation will rely heavily on information from the members of the public, and I urge the local community who have any information who could help us to come forward so we can bring those who are responsible to justice. I also want to take the opportunity to appeal to members of the criminal fraternity and ask them to examine their consciences, as they will have vital information that can help us. The killing of a 9-year-old child is an absolute tragedy and crosses every single boundary, and I would urge them to do the right thing so we can put this person behind bars